Alrighty! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Prince Zodiac, and welcome back to another episode of Black Myth Wukong. In the last episode, we took on, three different bosses. I'm faltering on their names right now, because I'm bad with names in general. So names from a primarily different language, I really struggle with. But I'll put them up on the screen if I remember to. Anyways, we took on three of them. Well, I remember one was the Wandering White. That one I remember the name of. Just because that one's really simple. But the other two was like a wolf warrior who we unlocked the transformation for. Hang on. See. It might actually be... Nah. Okay, it doesn't list his name. Anyways, we took on a wolf warrior guy, and then we took on a giant wolf beast thing that was here. So, yeah, that was cool. Some pretty good fights, and then after that, we gained a pill that increased our vitality, made us healthier. And then we stop things here. And in today's episode, we are going to continue our journey on Blackwind Mountain. Get deeper through the forest and see who else we can encounter in this dark wood. Let us begin. Got a wolf here. And he's dead. Now, I think it's around here, actually, where that guy who can help us absorb... Oh.
Come closer and fear not. Noble blood doesn't prey on travelers like you.
Hello there.
You don't look like a Yaoguai from these parts. Have you come to earn the Black Wind King's favor? Hear me. That bear is but a hollow shell. He can grant you nothing. Don't waste your time on him. He lies about cheating death and even the treasures. His followers are, all of them, deceived. Black-Wind-Guhh-Lang is a sly one. He preaches virtue with a heart full of greed. Oh, I wouldn't entrust him with my plea. I don't know why you are here, but you should be vigilant. Now, I'm pressed for time. Fare thee well, then.
I think that's it. Well, see you later then, dude. Thanks for the warning. Yeah, Black-Wind-Guhh-Lang is, he's an asshole. He's a liar. He's a cheater. And he's nothing. What is... I think it's just a little shrine. Anything around here? Don't think so. Oh, wait. Here we go. Meditate. Ah. Yay. Got a new spark. Anyways, as I was saying before, I think it's around here that the guy who will help us absorb the soul of the Wandering White can be found. Not too far from here anyways. God. Yeah, I really like this kind of like style of architecture where like the buildings and stuff is like incorporated into the natural landscape around it. Like, I know if there's a specific name for it, but like the style of architecture where like, you know, you can build your big structures and whatnot, but like change as little nature around it as possible. Like, leaving all of this greenery around here and just building it in the depths of this forest, and then having that archway as like the cave entrance and stuff, and just building those shrines and whatnot in the cave. I just love the incorporation. Oh, yes there is, buddy, and this monkey is gonna kill you. Yeah, I don't know what that style would be called, but I just adore it. It makes everything look so mystical and just like ancient almost. Which, like, yeah, this stuff is meant to be old and whatnot, but like, you know what I mean. It just adds this sort of like, how do you even describe it? Like this gravity to it all. It's great. I love it. You suck, buddy. Yep. What's this? Ooh, big chest. What was that? Ooh, will and yarn. Nice. You know what? Before I forget, why don't we take a look at our new Yaoguai portraits? So we have all of the Wolf Scout, Wolf Sword Sworn, Sworn Sword even, which we've already looked at. Wolf Soldier. Sun-swept hills they guard and tread. From glint of steel their daily bread. Far flung from their native land, at nights for home their souls shall stand. Ever since the Black Bear Guai returned from Guan Yin and crowned himself king, he boasted of the arts he had learned. Let me expand that. Arts he had learned. Tales of his newfound method of practice and power of revival allured many a Guai to Blackwind Mountain. Seeking the king's favor, these minions toiled with abandon. Among them, a wolf Guai worked with tireless zeal. He rose before dawn, patrolled the mountains, and continued well into the night. All the treasures he found were first laid at the king's feet. His life was one of labor, and yet without a moment to make friends. Despite his dedication, his presence barely stirred a whisper among the others, and his name was seldom uttered. Aw, that's depressing. Anyways, though, Guan Yin is a name I recognize from Journey to the West. She's she's not one of the main characters. She's an important side character that like keeps re-entering the plot again and again to like help Tripitaka and Sun Wukong, Pigsy and Sandy and the rest. Just assisting them over and over and over, and gets into some of the comedy parts. I think one of my favorite parts is when she gets really mad because her pet goldfish goes missing. And she just absolutely wrecks shop for it. But, yeah, you'll know what I'm talking about if you've heard the story. Let's see, what else do we got? Wolf Archer. A master archer none can compare. Timid when danger fills the air. Never brave when faced with fear, escape his choice, he stays clear. The Blackwind King hosted a banquet in the temple to celebrate his birthday, and all the Yaoguais attended. During the feast, the king hung a lucky ornament on a tree branch, declaring that anyone who could shoot it would receive a rare fortifying golden pill as the reward. The Yaoguais were eager to try, but the fierce wind hampered all of their attempts. Among the guests was an old wolf known for his remarkable archery skills. He was cautious, unassuming, and kept to himself in a corner, nursing his drink. A few eager Yaoguais asked him to try, and though he declined, they persisted with their teasing until he reluctantly agreed. Slowly, the wizened old wolf stood up and moved to the position. Some youngsters laughed at him, deeming him incapable. Unperturbed, he calmly strung his bow, let loose an arrow, and struck the target dead center, causing a commotion among the crowd. The old wolf received the reward, and admiration followed suit as others toasted him. Among them was a youngster who commented on the bolus intoxicated. "How generous our king is," he remarked. "Far better than that Ling..." I want to say Ling Zhui, but I'm pretty sure that's not right.
Calls itself Ling Shutsa.
Ling Zhao?
Ling Shutsa.
Ling Zuli,
Ling Shutsa.
I think. Yeah, I think Ling Zuli.
Ling Shutsa.
Anyways, far better than that
Ling Shutsa.
who was good at making pills but never shared them with his underlings. What a tightwad. The youngster's words cast a shadow across the old wolf's face, and he silently took his leave. He had roamed the mountain with Ling Zhui... Ling Zhuli, long before our king's reign. Yet you judged this deceased former master in front of him. Loyal as he is, you are in trouble now, warned an elder Guai. However, the young Guai shrugged off his warning. The next day, the old wolf returned the golden pill to the king, citing its value too high to possess by an archer. Hearing the news, the other Yaoguais urged the young one to apologize and seek forgiveness, but he remained defiant. Within a few days, while venturing outside, the youngster was killed by several arrows, each piercing his heart. Many said that even the golden pill couldn't save the youngster from his fate. Interesting. So an old wolf with a lot of loyalty. Again, I've forgotten to double check if these stories have like an actual source or if these like are original to the game. Considering that, this passage mentions the Black Wind King, and I'm pretty sure I think that's unique to this game, or at least specifically this Black Wind King. I think maybe the initial... No, because even that can be... So, I'm leaning towards the original to this game. Again, I'll I'll double check if I remember, though. Wolf Sentinel. Oh, that's these guys. God, these guys don't look like wolves at all. Like, they look more like, humans with long ears, like elves or something. With his axe as both weapon and cane, his brows bushy, his hair white as snow. Who claims the twilight years are in vain? For learning late can still make one grow. Long ago, the wolf sentinels were the personal guards of old Ling Zhuli.
Ling Shutsa.
I think, right? I'm just getting frustrated that I don't remember how the name's pronounced. Here, let me double check that real quick. Okay, so after double checking, I think it's Ling Shutsa?
Ling Shutsa.
I think that's how it says. Ling Shutsa, I think. I double checked my previous recording for whatever Blackwind Mountain Guardian said, and he said Ling Shutsa, I think. So, let's see. Long ago, the Wolf Sentinels were the personal guards of old Ling Shutsua. They were masters of the long-hafted axe, and their name was spoken in awe among the Yaoguais. When the Black Wind King returned from Guanyin and rebuilt the garrison in the mountain, he took in many wolf guais who had wandered here from Shituo Ridge. Shituo. Shituo? Shituo Ridge. This angered the wolf guais native to Black Wind Mountain. To appease them, the Black Bear Guai pledged to revive old Ling Shutsu. The wolf guais then had no choice but to endure in silence. Yet mere days after the awakening, the old wolf vanished, and no one had seen him since. Upon learning of this, the black bear did not look into the matter, but allowed a senior gray wolf guai from the kingdom of Shituo to take old Ling Shutsu's seat and even his name. This roused the local wolf guais to fury and launched protest after protest. To their surprise, the wolf sentinels, at the black bear Guai's behest, seized the lesser guais who led the unrest. The new Ling Shutsui flew into a rage at these Guais, threatening to devour them whole. They were spared this fate only by the timely arrival of Guangji, I think, the Fireblade Wolf. Oh, Guangji, that's the first kind of mini boss that we took on. Thereafter, under the new Lingjutsu's command, the Wolf Sentinels led every patrol of lesser Guais on the mountain. Never did anyone ever dare rise against Lingjutsu ever again. Interesting. Crow Diviner. He knows the world's fate through divination, yet cannot secure his own salvation. In what he thought was a place of peace, fate-tangled threads never cease. It is said that the crows gathering in temples, having listened to sutras and teachings every day, developed a spiritual nature and could predict fortune and misfortune. Thus, some fortune tellers who called themselves crow diviners liked to set up stalls in front of temples, using crows to pick fortune sticks for divination. They always lit sandalwood incense, which symbolizes the temple, at their stalls, and claimed that their crows were the spiritually enlightened ones from the temple. One such crow diviner had a crow he had raised from a chick, which could communicate with him using specially made fortune sticks. Every day, he sent the crow to various parts of the city to observe people's lives. When the clients came to seek fortunes, he would use the fortune sticks to inquire about information from the crows. He mixed this information with his own understanding of human affairs, weaving prophecies that were half true, which often managed to deceive. One day, an official came seeking a fortune, offering a large sum of money. The crow diviner told him that his official career would be prosperous and that he would reach a high position. Unexpectedly, the official not only failed to get promoted that year, but was demoted instead. Enraged, the official brought his household servants to demand an explanation. The crow diviner used the information gathered by the crows to explain that the official had not spent enough money on temple renovation, which magically convicted him. The official, deeply believing in his abilities, even introduced the crow diviner to his colleagues. The crow diviner amassed a considerable fortune through this, but he knew too many secrets of the officials and feared for his life. He decided to change his career. One day, he attempted to drive all the crows away, but they refused to leave. The crow diviner tried various means to get rid of them, but the crows, unable to endure his mistreatments any longer, attacked and pecked him to death. Afterward, the crows transformed into human forms, donned the attire of fortune tellers, and continued to sell fortunes around the temple, deceiving people as the crow diviner once done. Yeah, I adore all these little stories that these enemies get. It makes them so interesting. In pools they dwell, forms unrefined, ugly and odd, voices entwined. Bellies swell with a raucous tune, in death they burst an angry boom. Two frog-wise practiced in the marshes. The smaller frog was often bullied, yet the bigger one always stood up for him, and soon they forged a strong friendship. One day, amid a contest held by Baw-Li-Guhh-Lang to appoint a sergeant amongst all the frogs, turmoil stirred and rippled through the ranks. Finally, the choice was narrowed down to the two, the brawny big frog and the quick-witted small frog. Though the other frogs were discontented, they dared not voice their dissent. The two of them were assigned to guard the dwelling of Baw-Li-Guhh-Lang. On their duty, a valuable amber glass was found broken. Unable to identify the culprit, all the frogs began clamoring for punishment against the two instead. The big frog attempted to reason with them, but got antagonized by their words and soon escalated the argument into a brawl. The frogs interpreted this as his reaction out of embarrassment, hence evidence of his guilt. The small frog, meanwhile, remained silent beside them. Seeing this, the big frog chided him for not speaking up in his defense, and even began to suspect his smaller companion. Hesitated for a while, the small frog then admitted to breaking the glass. However, the other frogs dismissed his confession, arguing that one of them had had committed premeditated vandalization while the other had neglected his duty, and both deserved punishment by death. The small frog grew anxious and could not help but engage in the argument. As their voice grew louder and louder, their bellies inflated larger and larger until some of them finally burst, splattering blood and flesh all over the place, leaving none unsoiled. Wow. That took a wild turn at the end there. They just argued so hard that they all died. Damn. Bandit Chief. From humble start to seek revenge claim. Paths may differ, yet burn with the same flame. In bygone days there lived a youth in the town, the son of a martial arts master. His father's fondness for drink led to a foolish act that landed the old man in jail, leaving only the youth and his mother, struggling to survive. As their situation grew dire, the young man took on any work to make ends meet. The villagers praised him for caring for his mother, deeming him a dutiful son. In an unlucky year of crop failure, the mother and son set out to seek refuge with relatives. Along the way, a gang of bandits emerged. Eyes fierce, faces scarred, they brandished their blades, demanding nothing but gold. The mother and son, destitute, resorted to begging for mercy. But the bandits showed no mercy and were intent on killing them. The young man, believing their death was imminent, seized a bandit's knife. With a resolute heart, he ended his own mother's life and pledged himself to the bandits. And so, he joined their ranks. News of the incident spread, and people condemned him as a coward, truly a cursed son. Years passed. One day, the entire gang of bandits was wiped out, leaving no trace. Some said a hero had come to rid the land of evil and uphold justice. Others claimed a Yaoguai had emerged in the mountains, bringing a long-delayed reckoning. Debates raged on, but eventually the topic faded from memory. One day, a man covered in blood stumbled down from the mountains, recounting an encounter with a towering bandit, neither human nor Yaoguai, wielding a massive blade to rob the roads. His face bore an uncanny resemblance to that cursed youth, yet he spoke of freeing humanity from its burdens. Interesting. Ginseng Ling. Inherent gifts in these mystical sprouts reside. Walking forth from the earth, spirits untied. Roots serve as limbs, nourishing body and mind. Beware, excessive gathering brings hardships unkind. It was written in ancient records that consuming ginseng could bestow longevity, leading many to develop a fervent passion for devouring this precious tuber, especially aged ones. However, some scholars dismissed this notion, viewing ginseng as both a tonic and a poison. Its elevated status stemmed from its humanoid appearance, they said. Nonetheless, those who made their living by harvesting ginseng always found eager buyers. Deep within the valley, the younglings of ginseng shoots trembled with fear at the unmistakable sound of footsteps. It was the dreaded rhythm of the ginseng harvester's mountain shoes, crushing the thick layers of decaying leaves and rocking earth. And with every eerie resonance, the siblings of the ginseng planks vanished, disappearing one by one. Only the tiniest survivors managed to evade this grim fate, their diminutive size providing a fleeting reprieve. Yet even they bore the mark of fate, a crimson... God, I read that sentence just wrong. Yet even they bore the mark of fate, a crimson thread marking them and restraining them. Who knew when the harvesters would return to dig them up once they grew into their full potential? Time raced by, swift and unyielding, and on that day the familiar footsteps resurfaced. With the years that had passed, it was likely the offspring of harvesters who were generations younger than those who came before. Then a quickened pace, a sense of anticipation. The crimson threads had surely been spotted. But oh, what ill fortune! As the ginseng harvester reached for the thread, it led him to a grim sight, the entwined remains of a skeleton. A curse gathered on the tip of his tongue, but before he could spit it out, the ground behind him rumbled with the sound of scattered dirt. He turned his head. The shifting soil unleashed a monstrous creature, towering and menacing. Fear gripped the harvester, urging him to flee, his frantic screams piercing the air, shouting of man-devouring guais. I see. So the plants got so tired of being harvested that they grew bodies and killed people. Nice. Yaoguai chiefs. Bolgard. Majestic of height, he looms with might, in heavy armor, ready to fight. His eyes a fearsome, vacant lot, a sage or fool, we know not. Being the gatekeeper of the mountain was a thankless task indeed. For more than a century, Bolgard served watch, never once climbing the ranks. Yet he voiced no grievances, for his devotion to the king was his sole concern, and the king's pills his only desire. He treasured those pills within a lacquered box of pear wood, lined with silk. Each time he partook of them, he performed a ritual, a process of cleansing, rinsing, and offering incense to the universe, thanking it for its gifts. Many a lesser Guai had tasted the king's rewards, but none with such reverence as Bolgard. One day a curious Guai inquired, "How do you maintain such vigor despite the toils of this job?" With earnest simplicity, Bolgard replied, it is the king's pill that fuels me. Take more, and you shall be as I am." The Guai confessed, "We've partaken in our share, yet felt nothing. Mayhaps the king's gifts to you are finer?" Bolgard was aghast. "From the same hand we are served. How could there be a mine in yours?" The Guai, still skeptical, insisted on an exchange of pills. Soon after, the Guai felt no change, while Bolgard remained as robust as ever. Some say a fool's luck, but perhaps it isn't a lack of wit that's compensated by the power drawn from blind devotion. Interesting. So this dude, because I guess he's, what is it? It's like God, what is it called? I'm blanking on it now. It's the thing where it's like if you take a sugar pill, but you believe it's like aspirin, your headache will be cured. God, what is it? I'm gonna look it up. That's gonna bother me that I don't know what it's called. Placebo effect. That's it. So I guess Bolgard's benefiting from the placebo effect. I'm just like, it starts with a P. Panacea? No, that's like the name of a fictional cure-all medicine. So, placebo effect. There we go. Guangxi. To prove his worth, he gave sinister advice, yet reaped the bitter fruits of his own vice. Though justice remains silent, it never sleeps, and when it strikes, no one escapes its reach. In his youth, Guangxi was not a monk, but a little wolf Guai who yearned to be human. He often took human shape to play in town, but the people always saw through him and chased him away. When he asked the other Yaoguais why, they explained, "You may look like them, but you don't act like them. That's why they know. If you want to learn to be human, go live among them. Spend time with them to learn their ways and manners." He took this advice to heart and begged his master to grant this wish. His master, Ling-Juli. Why am I forgetting the name now? Old Ling-Juli, I think. No, Ling-Shutsu. God, not Ling-Juli. Ling-Shutsu. I'm so bad with names. His master, old Ling-Shutsu, who was close to the Black Bear Guai in the mountain, agreed. The Black Bear Guai transformed the pup into a little monk and sent him to study under Elder Jinchi, an old friend. At first, the fellow monks disliked him. They played tricks on him, and he always fell for it, slow and gullible as he was. Jinchi named him Guangxi, the Great Wisdom, hoping he would grow clever and sharp, so his fellow monks couldn't bully him. With Jinchi's care and teaching, Guangxi learned to read, write, and abide by the monastic rules. Gradually, he assimilated into their ranks. One day, two monks arrived at the temple. One had a fair, devout countenance, while the other had a face covered in fur. They possessed a wondrous treasure, the Kasaya of Eversparks. Jinchi had never seen anything like it before and longed for it desperately. Hoping to repay Jin Qi's teachings and nurturing, Guangxi devised a plan to acquire it for him. Guangxi never imagined his mistake would ignite red tides of flame that engulfed the temple he called home. Afterward, Jingqi took his own life, and Lingshutsu fell to the Jingguabang, I think. I don't know how any of these pronounced. I'm just going off vibes. Even the Black Bear Guai surrendered and was taken by Guanyin. Guangxi saw how many had suffered for his sake and knew he had failed utterly at being human. He shed his monk robes and retreated to the mountains, repentant with Jinqi's teachings, even. Blah, 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 blah. In his years of practice in the mountains, he forged a new weapon inspired by the raging flames he saw that night. He named it the Red Tides. Even to this day, after numerous years, he continues to hear a persistent call echoing through the mountains. Guangxi! Guangxi! Who could it be that keeps calling him? Ah, I see. So the fire that burned down the Black Wind Temple was caused by him on accident. Interesting. Yaoguai Kings. Lingshutsu. His gray fur speaks of fierce might, with blood-stained fangs that gleam in the night, claws like soul reapers, tail swings death's song, feigns Buddhist ways, but his bloodlust stays strong. The Grey Wolf Guais of the temple No, sorry, not the Grey Wolf Guai. The Grey Wolf Guai of the temple, singular, was once a refugee from the kingdom of Shituo. When Shituo was laid to ruin, the wolves fled, following the Grey Wolf on a long and weary road until they found shelter under the banner of the Black Wind King. Unlike old Lingshutsu, who pursued immortality and detachment, the Grey Wolf cared nothing for the ways of deities and Buddha, nor for the empty promises of eternal life. Instead, his heart was set on mastering strength and skill. He honed his craft with iron claws and fangs until he could strip the very flesh from the bones of his foes. When old Lingshutsu vanished, Black Bear Guai saw fit to elevate the Grey Wolf to be the new master of the Yoaguais, giving him the name Lingshutsu, and tasking him with guarding the Guanyin Temple. The Wolf Guais who came with the new Lingshutsu from the kingdom of Shituo also rose in power and surpassed those who had served longer in the distribution of spoils and favors. The local Wolf Guais had little affection for the ways of the new Lingshutsu, and after finding themselves thrust aside, bitterness took root in their hearts. In their shared sense of grievance, they found a new unity of purpose. Often they gathered in secret, comforting each other, sharing old memories when the old master was in power, and quietly plotting against the new one. But Lingshutsu was prepared. Under the pretense of a roll call, he gathered the local wolf guys in the temple and gave the signal to his loyal guards to seize the malcontents. The temple erupted into chaos. Lingshutsu then leaped down from the roof into the crowd, ready to devour all who dared to betray him. The Fireblade Wolf, hearing the commotion, rushed over and managed to hold Lingshutsu off and bought the minions time to flee to safety. When Black Wind King learned of this, he was ready to unleash punishment upon the rebellious Wolf Guais, but the Snake Guai mediated, and peace was restored. Yet from that day forth, the local Wolf Guais refused to tread even within the shadow of the walls of Guanyin Temple. I see. Damn. So this band of Yaoguais has just been at each other's throats for a little while now. Well, I guess they don't have to worry anymore. We killed Lingshutsu, so
there really is.
they can settle down. Of course, we also killed the guy, Guangxi, but you know. What is this? Snakehead mushroom. There we got frogs in the water. Frogs in the water. And then blow it. Guess that's the explosion that their stories refer to. This way. Oh, that's a shrine over there. Over here we have... Ooh, tiger subduing pellets, evil repelling medicine, and tonifying decon something. Let's see. Hello there. Divining Crow. Sorry, brody. I'm not that merchant you guys killed. You ain't gonna get rid of me so easy. There we go. Offering incense. Rest. Self-advance. Let's see now. Do that one. Excellent. Any new armors? No. Didn't think so. What do we have over here? Check everywhere, make sure we get everything. Oop. There is space here. Oh, hello. Oh, God. Snaky dude. Yup. Boom. Ow. Asshole. Die. There we go. Ooh. New lesser Yaoguai. Snake Patroller. As seasons turn from slumber its parts, hidden in green, a hunter with arts. Small in shape, it devours the grand, or strikes a pain, no cure can stand. In the kingdom of Hami, a small city stood against the mountainside, its lush grasses and dense forests a haven for serpents, much to the townfolk's constant dismay. There lived in this city a snake hunter, masterful in his craft, who had freed the people from many a serpent's threat, earning a fair share of silver in the process. He boasted not of his wealth, instead he often dispensed porridge to the needy and prayed for all. So revered was he that the magistrate awarded him a dwelling for all his family to live within the town walls. One day, a ragged monk, seemingly delusional, came begging at his door. The snake hunter's kind-hearted wife offered clothes and food, but the monk, unsatisfied, demanded liquor. The crowd scorned his impudence, their complaints growing loud until the snake hunter's return. He silenced the clamor and instructed his wife to bring the monk a gourd of spirits. Touched by the gesture, the monk warned, "A serpent guai lurks in your home. Ignore it not, or your family shall perish." The snake hunter scoffed at such mad ramblings and dismissed him promptly. Yet his wife heeded the monk's words and urged her husband to search for the guai. He, however, brushed aside her concerns. In her persistence, the wife fetched the mad monk once more to banish the evil. Indeed, with raw meat and an iron hook, the monk drew from their home a massive serpent, taller than a man, clearly a creature of power. 4 limbs it sprouts, and venom deadly, the monk declared. A mere touch is death. With the words, he slew the serpent guai for the woman. Strangely thence, the town remained untouched by further snake scourges, as if, by the mad monk's hand, peace was restored. Interesting. Gather that. So we do have, like, 2 ways to go. Down that way. down this way. And then there's that bridge up there, which I think is from... Though, I think this is the way forward, so I can actually head back. Check this other ways. I'll put that over there. Ooh! Hello there! Bony snake people. Now, I don't think it's these guys, but that snake patroller, I think he could inflict poison if he hit you enough. Obviously, you know, with the story it was telling, I think that's what it was trying to tell you, that he can poison you. Yeah, that guy. So, just be careful. Don't let him hit you too much. You know, immobilize him if need be. There we go. Yeah, and I get another spark. Awesome. Oh, here it is. I almost missed this guy.
Have you seen those nameless souls adrift on your path? Their wheels float aloft, never to fade. A shame, your god serves little purpose, and mine answers solely to me. I know a way to guide the souls, mend their paths, and set them free. It will aid you. Now, this is better. This gourd, though humble, may save the lost, banish their obsessions, and guide them.
The Blessed Gourd. Under the guidance of a wise master, the Destined One has mastered the art of spirit absorption. The gourd possesses remarkable, divine capabilities, allowing it to absorb the lingering will of spirits left behind by formidable Yaoguais who have been defeated.
For one as destined as you, there can be no turning back. We are like tumbleweeds, drifting through life, with a destiny beyond our grasp. Fair sights fade, but with ink I bid them stay. The road has claimed you, now you must see it through. Your heart will guide you further. We shall meet again. Fair sights fade, the road has... Your heart...
Thanks, old guy. Alright, and with that, we can now leave our incense, travel. Oh. Oh, okay. That's what this is. Forest of Wolves should be here, outside the forest. Go back to where the Wandering Wight was. Yeah, honestly, I think the intended progression is that you'll wait until you get this power to challenge the Wandering Wight. But of course, I don't know how you would think to do that without, you know, foreknowledge. Oh, not here. Oh, right. It's faded, so I have to do it at the shrine. My oopsie. Let's see. Retrieve spirits. Here we go. Wandering Light. Alright, and with that, we now have Wandering White as a spirit. When key is full, press RT and LT to launch spirit skills. Transforming into a powerful Yaoguai to unleash their signature abilities costs key, which can be recovered by absorbing it from enemies during combat. Spirits of the Yaoguais can be cultivated at Keeper's Shrine to enhance their spirit skills. So this is the Wandering White. Take the form of Wandering White, bow with utmost devotion, and ram the foe with your bronze skull, dealing massive damage. In combat, press both triggers to use. So, along with, you know, this thing just dealing an attack that is just deals quite a lot of damage, it's pretty good, and generally stunning foes when you hit it, it also considerably increases your defense when equipped. So, all these spirit skills, they have, at least I believe all of them have an equipped effect as well as whatever attack that they do, which can have different effects. So, pretty important to customization. Oh, and I forgot this. So, from Ling Shutsui, we got this cat eye beads. Slightly increases critical hit chance. Forgot to equip that. So yeah, there's a lot of customization capabilities in this game, especially because we will reenact this parts. I'm gonna do that. That will be the basis. So we can set spells, and we can also cultivate spirits, which will require will to cultivate. We can even watch the demo for how this works. You just turn to the big guy. Give it a little headbutt. Anyways, so upgrading it will reduce the cost of key for this skill, which is pretty good. So yeah, it does require a lot of will, as well as sometimes actual like physical materials, just to strengthen them. But they can become pretty powerful, and they are very, very useful. Not here. That is. There we go. Now we travel to Snake Trail. Get back to it. Alright. From here, we go this way. I'm gonna attack this dude. Boom. There we go. Take care of that guy. And then we're gonna head over here. There are a lot of toads, if I remember correctly. And he blows up. And then another toad over here. Baw-Li-Guhh-Lang. Baw-Li-Guhh-Lang. We heard about this guy in a different story. Seems to be the leader of the frogs here. Ooh, jeez. Ow. 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 Take transformations, buddy. And there we go. Yeah, we got a new spirit. Baw-Li-Guhh-Lang. Key cost high. Tongue whip. Take the form of Baw-Li-Guhh-Lang. Stick out your tongue to lash at foes from afar. Though soft, a tongue can still inflict great damage. Combat, press to use. Moderately reduce the stamina cost for jumps and jump attacks. Yeah, we even get a view of the guy itself. These guys look pretty cool. I like their designs. I am going to be keeping Wandering Light just because I like Wandering Light better. The added defense is very good for early game. And staminas don't even cost too much. Or at least jump doesn't cost too much stamina anyways, so... I'm not the biggest user of those in combat, at least not yet. Do you have another spirit over here? And if you look down at our health bar and whatnot, I believe the blue bar is a key. So I believe that's what's determines when we'll be ready to use Wandering Light again. Hello there. Skeletal snake. Little bony boy. More snakehead mushrooms. Boop. Yep. And we'll read all of their stories and descriptions probably next episode. Yeah. Ow. Oh god. Oop, I need to heal. Oh, and I'm poisoned too. That's great. Ow. Ow. Let's see. Inventory. Let's see. Maximum attack. Nah, I'm gonna save that for... 'cause I think there's a boss that uses poison. Oh god. Ooh, I'm done. I'm dead. I'm gonna die. I am surely going to die. Oh, death is surely coming for me. Oh god. Plant boy. Alright, what else do we got around here? I think that's the way back up to the shrine. Must be like a snake graveyard or something. There's so many dead snakes here. Hello there. Don't mind me. Get back to being dead, bony boys. I think that's the way forward. But there's still more materials to be gathered. And more bone snakes to be killed. Yep. Alright, I think that's everything. Oh no, one more. Thought you could hide from me. But you can't. Alright, though. Where are we going now?
This humble one's name is Guangmo. Should my demise come by your hands, please pass this message to my master. Searching for deity, mortals do aspire. Craving immortality, Yaoguais surely will conspire!
Oh god. Alright, so this dude spraying poison. He's gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with.
Boys, greet our visitor.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Yep. Alright, I'm dead.
All's in vain. Save your own effort.
Expected. Right. Oh, it's not too far away. Let's see, can we incense? Let's self-advance. Do I have one? Yes, I do. Okay. Let's do that one. This bridge. Out. Alright, I forgot falling damage is the thing. There we go. Yay, more will. Just gonna run around all those guys and re-challenge it. Get it? Yes. Oh, damn. Oh, God. Okay. We're gonna do... Oh god. There we go. Ow. Ow. Got you now, buddy. Yeah, there we go.
My master is possession obsessed. Heck, you are just like him.
Wenmo. Wenju. I remember now. Evil monks abetted Elder Jincha to burn the great sage and tongue monk alive. That's these two. I thought they were already turned into ashes by that fire. Who would have thought they had turned into Yaoguais?
Oh, guess I have a sample of how to properly pronounce their names now. Alright. Is there a shrine nearby? Yes, there is. Should be right here. That's the way forward. It looked like there was another way. Up here. Ah, here we go. Big bell.
I have an ominous feeling. After the bell rang, it seems as though the resentment in the depths of the mountain has grown. Ah, forget it. Overthinking won't help. Your presence has already made a mess in the mountain. Why not go ahead? Take them out, once and for all.
That's exactly what I plan on. And, ooh, what's this? Ooh, fragrant vine. Nice. Alright. Let's go over here. Rest. Do a little self-advancement. Ignite the sparks. Staff stances. So we have smash stance, pillar stance, and thrust stance. Smash stance, I think that's the stance that we're having right now. Pillar stance and thrust stance we can unlock. So, heavy attack of the smash stance, capable of being charged while moving around in battle. It is highly versatile and the best choice for engaging in tactical combats. Pillar stance. The heavy attack of the pillar stance allows perching on top of his staff with adjustable height. One can launch a sweeping counterattack while evading ground attacks with this technique, combining offense and defense. Yeah, so this one can be pretty powerful, though it can also be kind of difficult to time. No. And thrust stance. The heavy attack of the thrust stance requires the destined one to stand in place while charging. It can strike enemies from a distance and is particularly effective against incoming attacks. It is the best technique for achieving victory while remaining defensive. Yeah, so that one is just like, you know, a very powerful hit. You can get some distance from your foe and then just strike them. This one, we gotta be level 20 to start unlocking, though. Now, we're gonna do that. Enable sprinting while charging. And we'll start building up on the smash stance from here on. No new armors. There'll be a red pip if there's a new one, so I don't know why I bothered. Store. Let's see. do... We can always carry a bunch. I don't think I need any more of those right now. Alright, and then from there, cultivate spirits. Do I have enough will? Yes, I do. Make it even more powerful. Upgraded effect increases the damage dealt and knockback effect of this skill. Very, very good. And, ooh, we also have Guangmo. Take the form of Guangmo, call forth snakes to spit venom upon foes and inflict poison damage. The snakes will slither away once their venom is depleted. Yeah, so that basically just summons 2 snakes to start poisoning foes. I've never found that one particularly effective. The poison stat is nice, but like some enemies just move way too much for the snake turrets to really hit all that well. So I like relying on Wandering White. Wandering White was like my main for the good while that I played this game. So, all right, I think that is where we're going to put an end to things for today. Next time, we're going to continue our travels, going deeper into the Black Wind Mountains, maybe also reviewing some more of those Yaoguai portraits that we unlock, because I really like those. It's adding a lot of character to all the enemies and stuff. It's really good. God. I know we have, because I think there's at least 3 of those big bells to ring. So we have one more, I think. And that allows us to fight like a secret boss or something. And then after that comes Black Wind Kings. So still got a little while yet before this area is fully complete. I think 1 or 2 episodes. Now, probably 2 more episodes will probably finish us out, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember how much further we have to go. I remember there is that snake meteor. I'm not sure if it was this dude. I think there's a different snake Yaoguai guy, a little bit ahead. From what I remember and from what got mentioned in the stories. Oh well, we'll figure it out once we get there. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me on the journey so far. Leave a like and a comment down below if you've enjoyed what you've seen here. And remember also to subscribe. And if you do, please hit that notification bell. I would truly appreciate that. And I hope to see you all next time. Peace out.